The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is October 25th, 2022. Boomsies, another raise, 5:30. I just got it in time on my
3
screen.
days in a row. What up?
Yeah, we're always getting raises whenever we talk right at 5:30. That's what I've come to the conclusion of. Does it feel like we are the only place in Alberta that hasn't gotten snow?
It kind of feels like the only place in Canada.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Just looking around at all my friends, like I have family in Regina, I have friends in Calgary, I have friends in Winnipeg, and it just looks like everyone has been absolutely dumped on. Meanwhile, I'm peeking out my window every 20 minutes like, has it happened up here yet? No, it hasn't. Woke up this morning, none.
Yeah, and even last night, I mean, it was cloudy all day, and then I expected it to get chilly overnight and snow.
Yeah.
And I'm looking out the window at the most beautiful sunset. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I think we're on borrowed time, though, because today, depending on what weather app you look at, holy crap. The one on my phone, I have an Apple. I use the weather app on my Apple phone. It says 10%. And then you have an Apple phone as well, right?
Yeah, and mine says 80%.
And yours says 80. Meanwhile, Environment Canada says 60. So anywhere from 10 to 80% is what we're looking at for potential flurries today.
So dress warm and make sure it's in layers.
And maybe it won't come.
I went to that sold out classified show last night.
Oh, yes. How was it?
It was amazing. It was so good. And then the opener was awesome. And in between the opener, they had like a little intermission.
Oh, yes, as they always do.
Yeah. So my husband went out to get us some drinks, and I'm scrolling on my phone, just sitting there. Didn't see anybody I knew around me. And then I get a airdrop from somebody.
Ooh, mysterious. I like it.
And it was like, iPhone 604 wants to send you a photo.
Ooh.
Accept or decline.
Accept, yes.
No.
What's in that?
I'm not curious enough to allow somebody to send me some photo that they want to see my reaction to, and I don't know who they are. Because my airdrop shows up Steph Seidel, and I'm just like, you can tell who you're sending it to, even though I don't know who iPhone 604 is.
Oh, so you didn't accept it?
I didn't accept it, but they tried again.
Oh.
iPhone 194 tried.
Yes, and you accepted that one.
I declined. I'm sorry. And then iPad sent me an airdrop. I know.
Did you look for the person that just has like 7 phones out and a giant iPad?
I looked for everybody else to see if anybody else was getting airdrops. I was like, lots of people were on their phones, so I was kind of watching their screens to see if anything came up, if they were declining or accepting airdrops, if they were getting dick pics or whatever. Like, I was just like, I didn't know what it was going to be. Like, what is somebody going to randomly send
maybe
to you?
they knew to send it to you because your phone is labeled Steph Seidel's iPhone. And they know that you're a public figure and you work at the radio station. And so, like, maybe they're sitting in the top corner, like, oh, she's down there. Let's just, like, send her things and see how she reacts.
Maybe. Terrifying. Like,
I think on the reverse side of this, if you accepted it and it is something explicit, you could put them on blast. You work for the radio station and throw it back on them.
That's true, because they did try one more time. And this time they included their name.
Oh.
Caleb.
Caleb's
iPhone.
What are you doing, Caleb, you little dirty dog? I have a new comfort show to throw on in the background, and it's courtesy of Ted Lasso.
Courtesy of Apple TV, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I could say that. Just recently got the free Apple TV, I should say. And so tossed on Ted Lasso the other day. Because before it used to be The Office.
Yes.
And I think it's The Office for a lot of people.
Yeah, they just need a little bit of like happy in their life, a little bit of mindless joking. And I've seen this episode 50 times, but I can still watch it again and laugh.
Yeah, throw it on. Maybe you're doing laundry, maybe you're just having dinner or something, whatever it may be. Toss it on the background. You're totally fine with it. Well, I switched it up. Yesterday, tossed on Ted Lasso, was doing some laundry. I had to sit down. I had to stop folding laundry. Maybe this isn't my comfort show that I'm speaking it into existence right now. Because I was doing chores, and then all of a sudden I was just like, I love this show. It is so good.
Here.
I ended up watching like 5 episodes last night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I was doing laundry, but I got sucked into Ted Lasso. He was supposed to be on the background, but instead.
I eventually got done the laundry over 2 hours.
I mean, the good thing about laundry is you can do it while you watch TV, can you not?
Yeah, exactly. And there's not like you're making noise and stuff, so you can still hear what's going on. But yeah, they're short episodes. They're like 30 minutes long. It is so funny. It is so just like like also like heart-wrenching and grabs you in as well. And it's about sports.
Right. It's all those things. And it's on Apple TV. And if you are looking for a date, you could get it for free on Bumble for
Yeah, you don't even have to be looking for a date. You can just download Bumble, get the promo code, and then delete the app.
I've got it all figured out over there. Free stuff is his jam.
Yeah, just within 2 months, okay? You only get it for 2 months, so you got to time well here. Big game tonight for one of our local footy teams. Steph?
Football?
Yeah, soccer, football, Cano Huskies, the men's side. So the ladies' side, they're already through to the championships because they finished at the top of the division, right?
Go Huskies, go.
Yes, but our men's side, they finished third in the North Division, and that means that they have a little kind of play-in game. This is like kind of a precursor before the playoffs.
Okay.
And it's a new wrinkle that they added. And so they're facing off. Yeah, a new wrinkle in the schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different. And they're in third place, and they're taking on the fourth place team. And then the winner will move on to the playoffs down in Lethbridge.
Oh.
And so since they finished in third, they get to host the playoff game. And they are hosting Lakeland College tonight at Shell Place, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to go watch it because it's do or die. If they win, their season continues. If they don't win, that's the end of the year for them.
Well, yeah, you definitely got to go cheer them on. Now, do they get any other benefits of being in third place? Like, do they get the first kick or anything like that? Or just...
I mean, just not having to travel.
Okay.
I think that's a big one, especially up here in Fort McMurray, where everything's at least 4+ hours away, you know? So I think that's the big benefit. You get your own bed to sleep in. You get your own stadium that you're used to, that you play in all the time. And so they're taking on Lakeland. They beat Lakeland in the preseason 3-0, but then during the regular season, they lost 4-0 and they tied 1-1. So I think it's going to be a really close game tonight. It's at 7 p.m. tonight for everyone that wants to go. And it's free to go. And they're also offering free hot chocolate at the concession as well.
Yum.
New research has recently come out, Steph, and it says they can maybe find a cure for hair loss.
No way.
Right? And okay, so this is something that clearly I follow very intently as a bald man over here.
You're like, can I have my hair back, please? Can you hurry up over there?
Please. It's 2022. Let's figure this out. I feel like I've been following it for decades, but I've been bald for like 5 years maybe.
Okay.
But it just feels like forever, okay? Especially when the rest of my body's hairy. So it accentuates it more when I can have hair everywhere else but the top of my head.
You know what? You hide it very well. Like, you always have a hat on. Nobody knows you're bald till you take your hat off. And you're not an ugly bald guy, Sean. You're okay.
True. I am confident in my baldness. I can go without a hat with ease type of thing.
Yeah.
But essentially, I've seen research like this before where they're just like, and it goes nowhere. And so, but this research, they said, and again, this is with a grain of salt, whatever. They tested some like mice cells, and then they put it in a petri dish, and then they did their whole science thing to it. And then the cell turned into a hair follicle under a month, it grew 3 millimeters.
Whoa!
Which, I mean, under a month, 3 millimeters. It's something.
Great, for sure.
It's something. And so, will it ever grow into anything more? They haven't tested it on human cells yet, but it gives us bald people hope. And you know what? Sometimes when you're bald, hope is all that you have.
If you are still bald in 20 years, and they finally get this FDA approved, will you go for it? 20 years from now, or you just be like, this is who I am now. I'm a bald man.
Yeah, that could be a fun weekend away. Just come back when you're 50 and then you just have this flowing surfer beach blonde hair again. I think that'd be kind of funny. Also horrifying, but funny.
Over at a friend's house for dinner the other night, and the topic came up of what you've learned from Reels and from TikTok. And
oh yeah,
there's things like I learned how to make that feta cheese amazing cherry tomato pasta. Yeah. And I learned how to ice a cake really good or change my oil. Those were pretty normal answers. And then someone at the other end of the table said, I learned that I think I actually have ADHD.
Oh, I've seen this lots. Not on my timeline, but I've seen just maybe from peers or friends, the whole self-diagnosis things and the Reels or TikToks that come up where it's just do you do this? Do you do this? Do you also find yourself doing this? you might have ADHD.
Wow. Okay. So I've never seen this at all.
Okay.
But they said exactly that. They said, like the time blindness makes sense. The want to flight or freeze when I walk into a room full of people I don't know makes sense. Like they were just coming up with all these things. And I was like, I had no idea these were symptoms of ADHD, but maybe you should go to a doctor now.
Yeah, because I think it is good in a way that these are like out there and just like it's being talked about, and like the whole self-awareness, self-diagnosing thing is fine as long as you like probably follow up with experts and stuff just to make sure.
Yeah, and I mean, get help or get whatever you need. But I did find it so interesting that we are learning so much about ourselves or learning new skills just from these videos that a lot of times are 11 seconds long, maybe 9.
Yeah. And like you said, I think it is a different part of the content creation that is actually very informative and very helpful. Sure, there's all the videos that are just purely content and nothing more, nothing less for your entertainment. But then there's this side of things that can also be like the good side of social media.
For sure. Have you learned anything on TikTok or on Royals? Let us know, 780-791-1037. We're talking about what we've learned on TikTok and Reels because there is just such a plethora of knowledge and so many different categories. Have you learned anything?
Yeah, usually my timeline's just filled with dogs, and so there's it's just purely entertainment. But then there's some dog content on like how to properly train a dog.
Oh.
Yeah, which I found very interesting. I've owned dogs for a really long time. Don't have one right now, but the way to train a dog properly, just with like positive affirmation, which I knew, but then also like to have like a clicker or a sound and just tiny little like treat bites is just like another way to kind of train the dog, and how to like walk a dog properly with a short leash and to not let them take command, and always if they start to get command, like just do a quick right turn and cut them off and show them that you're in charge, and like all these nice little hints. So that next dog that I am getting eventually in the future, whenever that may be, boy oh boy, is it going to be a good boy.
Oh yeah, boy oh boy, is it going to not know what hit them when they get with you.
Yeah. Anything else that you've learned or that you've heard of like through Reels and TikTok and everything?
Yeah, a friend of mine was learning like investor trading. And they were like looking at the stocks and things like that. And I was like, I don't know if you should trust some random person on TikTok with your dollars.
They have like 10,000 followers on TikTok. They're like, trust me, invest in my stuff over here.
Yeah, it's like, don't trust them.
Yeah, no, that's a hard pass. Another big weekend ahead for Keanu Sports at the Syncrude Sport and Wellness Center, because it's the basketball team's turn to have their home opener for the regular season, Steph.
And you're going to be there.
Absolutely. Friday night, possibly, I hopefully will be there.
Okay, tell me more about this home opener, Sean.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fantastic. We have unreal basketball teams here, by the way. Last weekend, they started their regular season. They were over in Grand Prairie, taking on the Northwestern Polytechnic School, and both teams swept. They played Friday, Saturday. Both the women's and the men's side won both of their games very convincingly, I will add. And now they're going to come home for some home games this Friday and Saturday.
Wow, great job. Keanu is killing it. I mean, I'm hearing good things from you about soccer. I'm hearing good things from you about volleyball. Now we're on to basketball, and we're just like, yep, that too. We're doing great.
They're all tremendous. It's absolutely fantastic. Like, I love taking in all these local sports. And the men's side actually might be like one of the best basketball squads in all of Canada.
Wow.
Like, this is like, we're kind of like a community junior college a little bit, where like people go to Keanu and then they might get their 2-year degree, and then they might go to like a U of A or a Calgary University, right? And get like their full degree.
Yeah. And
usually those sports teams are a tad bit better as well. But this Keanu team, they played in a tournament, I want to say a week or two ago, the men's side, and they were taking on university teams like the University of Saskatchewan, the University of Northern BC, and Prince George, and beat them. Absolutely won every single game in that tournament. Memorial University, I think that's on the East Coast, and the Maritimes, and they were just running the floor. They haven't lost a game yet this year. They didn't lose a game all of last year. Unfortunately, I hate to bring it up, until the finals. And I think they lost to SAIT in the finals. And so they went undefeated throughout the whole year. So if you're looking for some quality sports entertainment locally right here, 6 p.m. tip-off on Fridays. When the women start, the men's game is right after, and it's going to be fantastic.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.